Definitely gonna have some chicks hatching today. At least one for sure, because I see it pipping. It's this egg, you can just barely see the crack right at the top of it. And this is the Rhode Island Red. There's 4 of those. I just moved them from the other incubator into this one, so they won't be rotating anymore. And they're in the higher humidity. That one little chick is working its way out. I'd say it's way more than halfway done. So far, that's the only one pipping or cracking out of its shell, but I'm sure some more will follow. Chick is all the way out. So this one has dried off and is now just voicing her opinion, or his opinion. We don't know which it is yet. Lots of opinion in there, and I want you to wake up those other eggs. I don't see any more pips, so might be a little while before we get another chick. But they can handle just hanging out in there for up to like 48 hours. So we're not gonna do, we're pretty sure we're not gonna do anything with this chick until tomorrow. And we don't wanna make it wait 48 hours. We don't wanna go much past 24 hours. But hopefully a lot of brothers and sisters will wake up by then. We've been wanting to try to see how much of our house the solar will cover. Like most people that have solar, we're selling back to the grid. Most houses, they don't have a battery backup. They just sell directly to the grid. And when the power goes out, everybody's power goes out. The solar, people have solar, people that don't have solar. Ours is a little different where we have a battery. So if the power goes out, we can continue running our house somewhat. It doesn't run every circuit. One problem is this freezer. It can't stay on there and us run the house and the freezer. So we would just have to turn off the freezer and lose everything that's in the freezer. So we want to have it so that we could temporarily run a generator on the freezer, and then we can try doing some tests to see how well the solar does for us. To hook a generator in, I need another electrical box so we can switch it to power, which will just be the power from the electric company, or we can switch it to generator. I'm looking at my electrical box, and I'm gonna run the power that's powering all of this, which connects here and here and the grounds. I'm now gonna run over into another box, and then I'm also going to have a cord that can go to the generator running to that box where I can switch back and forth between the two. So before I start disconnecting things from this box, I'm gonna go ahead and get my other box installed so that when we turn off the freezer, we're only gonna be turning it off for a short amount of time while I just get the wires connected back to where they need to be. Here's the box I got. It was really hard to figure out what to call this box to find one online, so it was really hard to get one. A non-fused emergency power transfer switch. So basically, I'll have it on for the grid or on for the generator. So that'll fit there. So the holes to screw into the wall do not line up with this section that's against the box. So I had to drill my own holes here and here. But then there's some screws sticking out the back. So I also had to make some spacers to kind of space it. So I just took some plastic and I just made these zigzag pieces of plastic that I can set back in the back as shims. In our solar stuff, they used one of these same boxes for the solar and the grid. So I am checking the wiring in here and using that to make sure I'm doing it exactly right outside. I'm keeping all my red on one side and my black on the other to keep it nice and organized. Okay, I got all my connections done. I'm excited about it. This wire coming out is the plug that's going to go to the generator. So it's got the big old giant 4-prong end on it. I'm not going to test the generator today. I'm going to go do other stuff, but I want to take this cord and hang it up on the wall, and I thought a funny little way to do that might be this flange that I didn't have it correctly put together when we were using it in the house, and so now I can use it as a wall hook. So that's what I'm going to put up now. Okay, there it is. Next time I'm ready to try running the solar in the house, I'll just come put the generator here and start it up. It'll run the freezer while we try doing the solar in the house. There's a few trees we wanted, so we tried fastgrowingtrees.com. What I really wanted was this pomegranate tree right here. And while we were looking, we needed to replace our key lime and our Meyer lemon. And then while we were browsing, I saw this avocado tree that's supposed to be good for, we're right on the edge of where it can survive. So the Meyer lemon and the key lime, they have to go stay in a greenhouse over the winter or come in the garage or somewhere. So we'll just do the same with the avocado. The pomegranate, it's going to go in the ground. It's a cold hardy pomegranate. And I think we might try later, as it gets bigger, we might try trimming some branches and seeing if we can start some more by using some rooting, some hormone for causing roots to produce. So now I'm unbagging them. I'm about to go put them in pots. We got some good potting soil, and at least 3 of them need to go in pots. Okay, I grabbed some of our old plastic pots. They're not that awesome looking, but we were looking at pots today and they were like $59.95 for a pot that was not quite as big as this one, maybe just the bottom of it. Whew, we actually spent a lot of money on these trees because we're wanting to get some unique things, and I can't go out and spend that much on pots. They all came together in that one box. It looks like they put this cardboard here to keep the dirt from falling out. The dirt looks pretty good. This one I can see has roots all the way out to the edges, so I think it's ready for a bigger pot for sure. We got some organic potting soil, or well, lawn and garden soil, and some organic mushroom compost. Never seen a plant in a pot like this. Hope it just slides right out. Okay, I got those 3 trees potted. Now I'm gonna run to the front yard and we're gonna put the pomegranate in the ground. Maybe, I don't know, maybe someday they can go in the ground if we can figure out a way to protect them in the wintertime. So I dug a hole and filled it back in partially so that my plant is kind of the same depth as the hole. These are part of the instructions they send you with your trees. Dirt from the pot is kind of flush with the dirt from the ground. Then it says put mulch around it, so I grabbed some mulch about 3 inches away from the tree all the way around. This one, the dirt didn't hold into the pot as well during travel, but it's not too bad. As long as it takes and stays alive after I get it in here. They have a 30-day guarantee. This tree, I'm not gonna say how much I spent on these trees because they are not cheap. You can look them up online if you want to. I'm hoping I only have to water this for a day or two before the rain starts kicking in and taking over for me. So this tree is in line with my other fruit trees. So we got one here, this one, and one there. They're all 25 feet apart. Give them a lot of nice space. This is supposed to be mature at 8 to 10 feet tall. So I'm not sure how long it takes to grow that tall. Hopefully by tomorrow. To come back and put a stake in the ground because I drove away and looked back and could not even hardly see this tree. So I definitely don't want us to accidentally run over it with the lawnmower. This is the first time that we've hydrated and cooked some of our freeze-dried eggs. So they don't look beautiful like regular scrambled eggs until they're cooked. When they're cooked, they do look good. The regular scrambled egg. You just don't see the clear mixed with the yellow as much there. I'll taste it in a minute. We're making these eggs to put in the dog food, so we're just doing that test to see how it goes. So that's closer to done, and that looks exactly like cooked scrambled eggs. Okay, I'm gonna try it. It's not exactly like if you put an egg in the pan, but it's really close. I don't really know how to describe the difference, but
if you didn't have eggs, you'd be...
Cindy's saying that it would be perfect for baking, but to make scrambled eggs, it's really good. In Desert Storm, I had some powdered eggs, which I think are just dehydrated eggs. I don't think they're freeze-dried eggs. And this has let's just say that those eggs had a 50% kind of off flavor. This has like a 5% slightly off flavor that's very similar to those powdered eggs. So these taste 95% like regular eggs, 5% just a little off like a powdered egg. So really good. So these eggs were stored a year and 6 months ago.